If you had a glimpse of the future, would you take advantage of this gift? Or would it be just another missed opportunity? How many more opportunities would pass you by?
Hello, I'm Randy Mayfield, Executive Vice President of Westin&Clark. And first off, I would like to thank you for watching this brief video. Now, I realize that most people cannot be bothered with new information, let alone open to the concept of a new idea. But if you would stop to think about it for just one moment, you'd realize that successful people, truly successful people, are always looking and finding new ways to make their money grow. Yes, indeed, America is the land of opportunity. And with so much wealth and prosperity that surround us, well, people are still facing a retirement crisis. In fact, people who are due to retire soon, statistics will show that
1% will retire rich, 4% will retire financially secure, 20% will continue to work in low-paying jobs to make ends meet and pay for just basic needs, and 75% will be completely dependent on the government or on someone else just to survive. Only 5% will thrive, while 95% will live below the poverty line.
So, would you like to be one of those 5% of people who truly succeed? That's what I thought. So pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because the next 3 steps that I do tell you about are the ones that are going to position you for the greatest amount of growth most rapidly. It is true that you can succeed in many ways in such a diverse economy. However, these following steps are the ones that are the most important. So what are those 3 steps? Number 1, follow a trend. Number 2, follow an established method. And number 3, timing. Always invest in the ground floor of any business opportunity, or what we call the beginning phases of any project.
Let's start with trends. In the 80s, people who invested in personal computers became millionaires. In the 90s, people who invested in the internet became multimillionaires.
There is a reason why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The rich follow trends and invest early. The poor rarely invest, and when they do, it is already too late.
The early 2000s brought us a boom in real estate. However, the decade ended in a depreciated real estate market. So where's the current trend? What is the next industry where people will become millionaires more than in any other industry? The answer is, once again, real estate. Everyone knows the simple concept of buy low and sell high, and never has the real estate market been more ready to explode than now. Because although markets will fluctuate up and down, the one thing that has and will always continue to grow is the population. Do the math. Very low real estate prices, plus the lowest interest rates in history, plus an increasing population, equals the biggest real estate boom in history.
Everyone knows there's a lot of money to be made in real estate, especially in the California city area. Westin&Clark just make it easy to take advantage of this trend.
But how do we know that this is indeed a trend? Well, the best way to spot a trend is to follow the money. So who else thinks that real estate is a good investment?
Mexican tycoon Carlos Slim, currently the richest man in the world with an estimated net worth of over $60 billion, is investing heavily in real estate assets since 2012. Jeff Bezos, also a multi-billionaire and founder and CEO of Amazon.com, has been doing massive land acquisitions and has positioned himself as one of the largest landowners in the United States. Every year, Forbes comes out with a list of the 400 richest people in America. And the one thing most of these people have in common is their love of real estate investing. Where's the biggest potential return on investment, or ROI?
Well, California City and the Mojave Desert have the most potential for predictable growth over any other area in the entire country.
In 2011, Governor Brown signed into law a bill that would mandate that 33% of all energy used in California would have to come from a renewable source. With over 300 days of sunshine a year and land coverage that make it the 3rd biggest city in the state, California City is positioned perfectly to become the next renewable energy hub in the state. So much so that huge capital is already beginning to flow into the area. For example, Google has made significant investments in wind turbines and solar plants. And recently reported on CNBC, Warren Buffett, the U.S. investment tycoon, has once again shown his commitment to the U.S. renewable energy market by announcing his plans to buy 2 huge California wind farms. And, as if this wasn't enough of an indicator of rapid growth, the area has received millions of dollars in capital investment for space exploration. The Mojave Airspace Port, located a few miles from California City, has become one of the most important hubs for space exploration. Richard Branson, a multi-billionaire and founder of the Virgin brand empire, continues to invest millions into Virgin Galactic, creating many high-paying jobs in the area. Paul Allen, also a multi-billionaire who, alongside Bill Gates, created Microsoft, has teamed up with Elon Musk, founder of PayPal and Tesla Motors, to also do space explorations and trips to the International Space Station. This partnership is also bringing serious capital and jobs to the area.
There are many reasons why I like this investment, but the fact that Warren Buffett has invested into this area is enough to get my attention. Of course, knowing that other billionaires are involved makes the investment even more logical.
Now that we have clearly established such an incredible trend in the area, the next step would be to follow a proven method. No city has ever shown such predictable growth. Let's discuss the pattern.
First, a law gets signed mandating that California must get a substantial amount of its energy from renewable sources. This law then creates a phenomenal opportunity for large investors, and the capital begins to flow into the area. This capital creates new industries and jobs. These jobs stimulate population growth, and this population growth creates even more industries and even more jobs. As a result of this population growth, the local economy grows and real estate prices skyrocket at an unprecedented speed. Never before has this type of growth been so predictable, because never before has an entire city grown practically by law.
So we have a law that mandates that energy must come from a renewable source. This area is the ideal location for generating renewable energy, and millions of dollars are already being invested into the area. My gosh, it's the perfect storm of opportunity.
The third step for rapid growth is timing. Is this the right timing? Would this be the right time to invest? Well, let's analyze, because all projects will go through 3 phases.
The formation phase, when the plans are being drawn up and the initial investment is being secured. Then comes the launch phase, where the project is launched and the plans become public knowledge. This is the phase where fortunes are made because the growth is explosive. And finally, the stabilization phase, where the project is pretty much completed and the growth has slowed down to a more stable level. The timing for this project could not be better, since we are past the formation phase and we are now officially on pre-launch.
Investors know that the best time to invest their money is during the pre-launch, or the first stage of any phase. That's because this is where their money has the greatest potential to grow the fastest.
Think about it. This is like investing in Microsoft when Bill Gates was getting ready to launch the company, or investing in Apple just 10 years ago, before the revamping of the company. For example, if you had invested in Apple only $10,000 just 10 years ago, your investment now would be worth about $500,000. $500,000 in just 10 years. This is an incredible return of about 5,000%.
So now that we know that there's a trend there, as well as an established proven method, and the timing is perfect, how can you take advantage of this? Well, Westin&Clark has created the most exciting business opportunity in the area for the small investor. We have taken our forecasting, our land banking experience, and our commercial real estate know-how, and we have combined it all together to create Cal City Rodeo and Club.
The fundamentals are strong and the trend is very exciting. I have a strong background in finance, and I can tell that this project by Westin&Clark is going to be phenomenal.
Cal City Rodeo and Club will be the only project of its kind in the area, and it's already creating a lot of excitement. The project will include a world-class rodeo, a 250-room resort, a convention center with the capacity for thousands of guests, and for those extreme sports fans, there'll be paintball fields that are not only thrilling, but extremely challenging, as well as motocross fields for all those dirt bike aficionados. There'll also be zip lining and many, many other fun activities. We also have horseback riding to enjoy those wonderful sunsets and the spacious terrain. Of course, there'll also be plenty of RV and camping spaces.
I love horseback riding and I love the resort amenities, and he loves the paintball fields and motocross and other sports.
Yeah, Cal City Rodeo and Club really has something for both of us. And we both like the fact that it's only an hour away from the house.
Yeah, I think it's great that we can do all these things and grow our money at the same time. It just makes sense.
Also, by participating in the early stages of the project, you will receive compliments of Westin&Clark, a certificate that allows your family to vacation in over 3,500 resorts worldwide. Not only do you have a vacation spot guaranteed with Cal City Rodeo and Club, you also can vacation around the world in some of the most exotic and exciting locations you can imagine.
Cal City Rodeo and Club will be an oasis between Los Angeles and Las Vegas, attracting huge business crowds, the weekend warrior, and even families seeking a nice break from the hustle and bustle of city living. By investing in this unique opportunity, you will be taking advantage of this incredible trend, and you will be doing so in the early stages where the most potential for growth is. As an investor, you will be part of the board of development, and you will be part of that decision-making for the project. There are many investments out there, but very few that offer you the opportunity to grow your money, receive dividend, and vacation with the entire family. We all know that life is full of choices and decisions. And it's during those moments that we have the opportunity to make life more exciting and more prosperous, not only for ourselves, but for our family. The very fact that you're sitting here listening to this video tells me that you not only value a good opportunity, you make decisions based on facts. And those facts here are very clear and very compelling. So our representatives will be more than happy to answer any additional questions that you have and show you the most economical way to get started with us.
When I met Ray at the Van Nuys office, I could immediately tell he was a true professional, expert in the field. He just answered all my questions and made me feel at ease.
Can't remember an investment that had such a predictable positive outcome as Cal City Rodeo and Club. It's an outstanding investment.
I consider myself very fortunate to be part of such an exciting project. And for you out there, I wish you and your family the greatest of success and the greatest of happiness. Thank you.